Welcome to day 18 of how to automate your law firm in 90 days. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. I decided to add two more things to our client lead automation. Now, if this is your first video with me, welcome. I will link part one of the client lead automation up at top so that you can look at that. Then look at part two, and today we are going over part three. The one thing that I believe is essential for anyone who may be getting leads is making sure you practice database hygiene. What does that mean, Shay? That means that you want to make sure there are no duplicates because people can fill out your form more than one time. But the question is, do you want to have more than one record? The answer is no, you don't. In your database, you want to have a one-to-one, one record for one potential client. And so for today's demonstration, what I'm going to do is add on an essential part of the workflow automation where you can ensure that any client that signs up, they will only have one instance in your CRM or in your database. Let's dive in. Let's get started. So, just to give a recap of day 17, what we did is we created a workflow automation where we are using Google Forms. Now, one of the things that I mentioned in the video is even though we're using Google Forms, just think about whatever type of form you have where you are getting leads, whether it's job form, you have a contact us page on your website, anything of that nature. It's just in this example, we're using Google Forms because it's free. Okay. And then what we did was I connected Google Sheets to add a row. So anytime there is someone who fills out the lead generation form, we are able to capture their information in our Google Sheets. And after that, we are going to send a message to our team in Slack so they'll know there's a new lead. That's a recap. So now what we're going to do is kind of a little advanced, but we're going to take it step by step and I'm going to explain everything. As I mentioned earlier in the intro, we want to make sure we practice database hygiene, meaning we do not want to have duplicates in case someone fills out our lead form more than one time. So, how do we do that? The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to right click. And what I'm going to do is I'm adding a module. And what this module is going to do is I am going to set up a requirement to see, hey, it has this, and let me, has this email been entered in before? Okay. So I'm going to click on Google Sheets. And what I'm going to do is search for roles. As I mentioned earlier in yesterday's video, I have my connection already ready. If you don't have yours, all you're doing is doing the steps so that you can connect your Google Sheets. And if you need help with that, leave a comment and I will create a video where I show you how to make the connections. Okay. We're going to search on our Google Drive, and what we're looking for is our client lead form. I'm going to click that, and we are looking for sheet number 1. Okay. Now, there's something different from what we saw in yesterday's video. Here it's asking for a filter. And why is it asking for a filter? Well, because I said that I want to search for a role. I want to search and see if there is something in that role that is a duplicate. But in order to do that, I want to choose something that's unique, something that nobody else would be able to have. It wouldn't be the first name because anybody, for instance, could have Lisa. So that wouldn't be unique. It wouldn't be the last name because anybody could have the last name Thomas. What could it be? And let me click on actually the filter as we're going down. I said no to first name, no to last name. What about email? Yes, email is a unique identifier because if you've tried to create an email account, whether it's Gmail or any other, or even if you have a work email, if somebody already has a certain uh, format or name for that email, you can't use it. There are no duplicate emails. So we're going to use email as our unique identifier. And it says, the text operator says equal to. So we want to make our email equal to, and I'm clicking down to the value of the email. Okay. So what this is saying is it's going to check the email, search the rows for an email. And if it's equal to an email, what are we going to do? But that's the first step. Okay. We set it up where we're going to search for rows. I'm going to save this because that is all I need. I just need to say email equal to, and I'm going to see if it's equal to a an email in a row. I'm going to save that. So now what I need to do is I'm going to unlink. I'm going to right click and I'm going to unlink these two because now there's something that I need to add. We need to see if it's close together, it'll link back up. There we go. We need to add something because we want to see if there's a email that already exists. There's something we're going to do, and if it doesn't exist, there's something else we're going to do. Okay, so if the email exists, this is the route we're going to take, and if the email doesn't exist, this is the route we're going to take. In order to do that, I'm going to add another module, and the module that I'm going to add is called a router. And what it basically does is it does that, just that. It routes information. So let me hold on 1 second. Let me delete this module, and you see it automatically. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the plus sign in my router, and I am going to add another condition. Okay. I'm going to add Google Sheets, but this time, instead of adding a row, all I want to do is update a row. Okay. Because I don't want to add a row. I will be looking to see if the email matches. I don't want to add another row for that potential client. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look for my spreadsheet ID. We're going to use client lead form. The sheet name is 1. The row number, I am going to look for the row and drop that in right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put in all of the information for that specific client. Okay, whether or not they change it, or if there's anything that is changed, it really doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that I have the right information. So let me scroll down, and I'm going to look up, let me search right quick. Values. And I'm going to put in match the first name value, last name value, the email. And what this will do, like I mentioned, all I'm doing is just updating their information. So whether or not there's anything that changes, the change will happen in the role that they have already, as opposed to creating another record that I do not need to have in my database or my CRM. Okay, describe injury. Here we go. Okay, so your question may be, well, Shay, how would I know that information? Well, how would I know whether or not, how would the router know which way to go? Good question. You see this wrench right here? What I'm going to do is right click on it, and I'm going to click set up a filter. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to check if that email does not exist, because if it doesn't exist, I can go ahead and and let me click out of it again. I can add a record, and also I can send a Slack message to my team that there's a new lead. So I'm going to click, and my apologies, not on the wrench. I'm going to click on my dots, right click. I'm going to set up a filter, and my filter is does exist. Okay. Does not exist. I am looking for emails that do not exist. What is the condition? The condition is the email. So what I'm going to do is drag this email in. Okay. And if that email doesn't exist, instead of equal to, I'm going to click, and let me click out of this so you can see. That's the email, and I'm going to go and I'm going to click on the down arrow, because right now it says equal to, but what I wanted to say is does not exist. Okay. I'm going to click does not exist, and I'm going to save it. So as we're going through, if that email does not exist, it's going to go to here. And you know what? Hold on, let me just think, because recording and working at the same time, as opposed to just working, are totally different. So let me make sure I connected the correct email. Okay, yes, I did. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Google Sheets, where I'm just updating a row. I'm going to click on the dots, and it doesn't matter just as long as it's right here where the chain is, and I'm going to set up a filter, and this one is going to be does exist. Okay. And the condition is if the email, and I think this is the one that I'm supposed to have, and I'm going to go back and change it. It's this email. If the email, I'm going to click out. If the email does exist, which exists, then all I'm doing is updating their information. And let me go back to my filter, because I have the wrong one. It's this email. Okay. If this email does not exist, then it's going to go and create a row, and it's going to send a Slack message. But if it does exist, all I'm going to do is update their row. Let me save it, and we are about to get started. So here I am in my client form. I'm going to submit another form, and I'm going to use a email that already exists. We'll use Mickey Mouse, and the email is Big Ears. So we'll change the phone number. No, the zip code to be easier, the 22418. So let me go, and I just want to make sure I put the right email. And I could change the first name. I'm going to put M Mouse, because Mickey did not want to put his full name. Let me get the phone number. Okay. Let me get the zip code. Oh, that's what we're going to change. We're going to change it to 58972 or 58971. Date of injury will keep the same. He said he got hurt January 13th, and Tom attacked him and bit his ear, because Tom, the cat, would do that. Okay, so January 13th. and this describe injury, and then I'm going to submit. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to run my scenario. I'm going to click run once. And you see when the router, you see how it went to the right. Okay. So let's go back to our sheet, and you see the zip code was changed. Okay. The zip code was changed. It didn't add another row. And you see right here, it has M mouse. All it did was change that information, but uh, it did not add another row. Let's add another row to see if that works. Okay. I'm going to put sassy. It's late. Flores, email sflores@gmail.com. Phone number 952-555-1212. Zip code, it doesn't matter. Date of injury, we're going to say today. What happened? A car accidentally hit my leg. Okay. And now I'm in a cast. I am in a cast. All right. So we're going to submit that. We're going to go back over and we're going to run once and watch the router. Okay. Watch the router to see where it goes. We're going to run it. Everything is good. You see how I went to does not exist. So now we can check. Here is Sassy Flores in our database. And also, when we click over to new leads, we see that Sassy Flores was added to our new leads chat. And that is it for this demonstration. I wanted to have a part 3 because we're starting off with our workflow automations. Databases, you're going to have so much information, and just having good database hygiene is key to, again, streamlining business processes. If you have any questions about AI automations, make.com, Airtable, I will have a link in the description box where you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. Have a great day.